I'm gonna kick your ass!
Ben 10 vs Goku is surprisingly not that uncommon. In fact, I compared them on my previous channel. If you haven't seen that video, don't watch it, but I heavily disagree with it now, and I was heavily misinformed on both sides of the debate. But that's besides the point. This video is about two different versions of the character, both taken from the fan-made sides of the fandom, where they're surprisingly both fucking broken to where they were before. We have Goku from Toyble's Dragon Ball AF, versus Ben 10 from 5 years later. But before we get into that, let me explain the stories. After the events of GT, Goku was sent into the Dragon Realm for his wish to defeat Omega Shenron. But after his god son Zyko came to kill him, don't ask, he was so powerful that the Saiyans had to purify the Dragon Balls to revive Goku to the world of the living, where he seemingly used Super Saiyan 5 to defeat Zyko. Despite the original story not finishing, it was pretty much the intention of the story. As for Ben, 5 years after the ending of his story, he became an even bigger supergalactic hero, where he gained access to the Master Control function. Then, when he met Danny Phantom in the Null Void, they teamed up to try to stop Eon and Vlad from doing what they want to do. Pretty much. And unlike AF, we can't really guess how this story will end, so unlike my Carnitrix vs Doppelgangers video, I will be giving scaling from the main continuity to make it more of a fair fight. Oh yeah, we're pulling this shit back. First off, Goku's feats in AF far eclipse his power in GT, as in his base form, he can match Sin Shenron, when not even his previous Super Saiyan 4 full power with a Kamehameha x 10 could even damage him, meaning his base form should far upscale all the villains beaten by his previous full power. Characters like Baby and Kid Buu, both of which have feats of their attacks either outspeeding instantaneous movement, granting these characters immeasurable speed, as instantaneous movement allows the user to move in a realm that transcends time, which would mean even in his base form, he is leagues beyond baseline immeasurable speed. And if he is able to box Sin Shenron, who is 10 times weaker than in his Omega form, who, just by standing there, is able to destroy the macrocosm over time. And the macrocosm has two lines of scaling. It transcending dimensions can be argued either above the dimensions as a whole, which can be argued low complex multiversal due to upscaling the mortal universe, the hyperspaces and timeless realms in the lower dimension, or can be argued outerversal due to the transcending dimensionality by the specifics of what the correct translation is and how the afterlife actually is intended to work. If it were to work the second way, this would also mean the limits of time and its transcending the concept would argue irrelevant speed as well, but take what you will. But in Dragon Ball AF, Goku has to come down and fight Zyko, because he was not only going to be a threat to the universal macrocosm, but the Dragon Realm as well, which is an inaccessible dimension in its own right. So this would mean Zyko, without trying, is easily reaching those complex multiversal to outerversal tiers of power, and immeasurable to irrelevant speeds, which Super Saiyan 5 Goku would theoretically have to massively upscale. As for Super Saiyan 5's power, it would scale somewhat to Super Saiyan 4 Fusion, but his many techniques and hacks comes from his ki, which is shown to increase his stats many times over, so he would just get even stronger than this. Goku is also incredibly skilled by even OG Dragon Ball, and AF is like 3 to 4 decades later, so fair to say he's even better in combat. Okay, it's Ben's turn now. As for Ben, his scaling would just normally upscale from his aliens in Omniverse. Ben's aliens get at least 10 times stronger over the course of the 5 years thanks to Vilgax, so all of his aliens would get a similar amp from Omniverse to 5YL. This would include immense speedsters like Jet Ray's MFTL to infinite speeds and bulking Humongous solar system to multi-solar system level attack potency. But let's be honest, that's not going to do shit against Goku. So what will help? Ben's Powerhouse playlist, his scanning ability, and Alien X. We'll just skip the scanning ability because Ben already has a Saiyan transformation, so yeah, I'm not going to get started in that argument. As for his Powerhouse playlist, aliens like Waybig and Atomics don't have the stats to really help. However, Ben does have a few transformations that can contest with the higher dimensional scale, such as Full Stop, Buckwild, and even his own Saiyan form, Monkey. All three of these transformations should scale roughly similar in terms of attack potency, as all three could give Divinity a push somewhere in their fight. Full Stop is the prime specimen of the 26-dimensional species, the Nalgians, meaning he would upscale from their attack potency. And Monkey was able to blast through Divinity's head in base form, who should be comparable to Full Stop, if not stronger. Monkey can also go into Super Form, which, just like a normal Super Saiyan, is a 50 times power multiplier. Then you have Buckwild, who is the prime sample of the genus Lepus species, whose speed could cause timelines to break apart on some Wally West type shit. This would easily reach immeasurable speed, which Divinity and Ben's other aliens would somewhat compare, as they can fight Divinity and Divinity can keep up with Buckwild. And finally there's Alien X, who is the prime sample of the Celestial Sapiens, beings who are born in the Forge of Creation, which is a realm inaccessible to anything in the possible infinite dimensions that exist. If we go in the comics, the Ben 10 Omniverse has trans-dimensional beings that exist in an incalculable dimension in the Omniverse. If the Forge of Creation is inaccessible to even this dimension, it would easily give Celestial Sapiens outerversal level attack potency, as well as transcending above many dimensions of time and granting irrelevant speed. Celestial Sapiens also have the ability to do anything they wish, from reality warping to creating smoothies. and Ben in 5OL would have much better control over Alien X and more experience than in Omniverse, when he was able to casually make people he was fighting fight each other. So really it's just limited to Ben's thoughts, and it's not like Ben is super creative with all of his aliens into a superhero, right? Oh yeah, right. If it wasn't obvious, this fight is rather close. While most of Ben's aliens aren't strong or fast enough to do much, Ben does have some aliens to keep up with Goku. For starters, if we use a low ball for Goku, Ben's own Saiyan form is actually strong enough to easily beat him. But Goku does have the slight speed advantage. There's also Full Stop's ability to infinitely grip Goku and to leave him in place, to then transform for a moment to doom Deca Cannon Goku to death as Monkey. Sure, he has the skill advantage, but Ben has way too many hacks to counter after the strength gap is closed. If we take the high end for Goku, the Powerhouse playlist would then become too weak and too slow for their powers to really work in any way. Characters in Dragon Ball can also break free from most abilities if they're strong enough, so the absolute grip wouldn't work. And even base Goku would be much stronger and faster than any one of Ben's aliens. Except for one. Alien X is the biggest chance Ben has to beat Goku. Well, going by the stats, they are actually comparable. They are both leagues beyond baseline out-of-versal attack potency with irrelevant speed, so what does it come down to? Well, it's the same as before. Ben's hacks was always an advantage, but if he wasn't strong or fast enough to keep up, it wouldn't matter. Now that they are comparable, Ben can literally imagine using his other aliens' abilities while as Alien X, basically leaving a huge disadvantage for Goku in the hacks department. So really, you could argue either way for AF Goku or 5OL Ben, but in the overall scale, I think 5OL Ben is the winner of this fight.
It's hero time!
Oh, and also,